there is no one on your side, when it feels like there is no one to inspire you, then somehow out of the blue it comes to you, yeah you. Somehow it always comes through. Oh, life, it comes to you. Like a child.
Hello from Maine. As you may have guessed from the intro, I'm here on vacation with my family. It's Monday now. We got here Wednesday. Thursday, we explored Portland. It gave me a lot of the same vibes as Seattle. This is my first time in Maine. In fact, this is my first time in most of New England. Up until now, the only New England state I'd ever visited was Connecticut. I actually saw Steph Borer's solo trip to Maine vlog pretty recently, and I was like, wow, Maine looks amazing, but when am I ever gonna get there? Because we have spent the last few falls our vacation with a family friend in Wisconsin at her cottage, which is on a small lake, and she wasn't able to host us this year, and my mom was just throwing out suggestions, and she said, what about Maine? And I was like, yes, sign me up, because I was like, when else am I gonna get up there to see it? Really loved it. I would totally come back. It's very woodsy, very cozy, and yeah, a lovely place to visit. I'm from Indiana. I'm currently outside of Acadia National Park, and it's actually quite far from home. It's an 18-hour drive. Thankfully, we're not trying to do it all in one go, or even in 2 days. Came up through New York and then drove across Vermont and New Hampshire. We're staying at this cute Airbnb I found. It sleeps 7, which is the perfect size for our family. I will say 7 is a bit of a stretch. Like, maybe bring an air mattress if you have a 7th person so they don't have to share a futon, because I don't think the futon was very comfortable. I rather seem to think it was fine, but it is a really charming rustic spot. About an hour outside of Bar Harbor, so like a little bit far if your aim is to like spend every day in the park. But if you're just coming up to like do the park one day and then see some like scenic views and go down to the ocean, it's close to the water. We drove from Freeport, where LL Bean is. We did LL Bean on, Friday? And then we drove up here and spent Saturday in the park. We drove to the top of Cadillac Mountain, and thankfully it cleared up a bit for us to see views. It's been cloudy since we got up here. Today is shaping up to be beautiful and clear, but we're leaving, so oh well. We explored Bar Harbor a little bit, went down by the water, looked around.
And looking at the world through yellow tinted glasses.
So all of this gets submerged.
Yeah. Can you imagine? It goes all the way up to there.
So basically,
Look at those rocks. Yeah. The seaweed and the barnacles.
Okay.
And a lot of kelp and seaweed. Well, I don't know if there's kelp in here, but there's a lot of seaweed. And mollusks.
Those are the colors of the beach here. Whoa, raspberry jelly. That's crazy.
I was just like, what is it?
It's dead,
I
huh?
literally dropped a small stone on it, it slid right off.
It's gotta be.
Whoa, that is so tempting. Look how clear it is inside. What in the world? Didn't expect to see a jellyfish. We also saw a seal off of the docks in Portland, which was so cool. I would have loved to see an otter, but maybe they have otters in Rhode Island. Maybe I'll see an otter yet on this trip. We got lunch at a restaurant in Winter Harbor. I didn't record any of that. I was just being in the moment, being present. It was literally the only thing open. Food was really tasty. And then we drove, it was right at the entrance to the Schoodic Peninsula. So we went down and poked around the rocks again. I could play on the rocks forever, just looking at the water. It's so beautiful. I've never been this far north on the Atlantic. I've been to the Atlantic a few times, but never this far north. It's pretty different here from where I've been in like Virginia and Georgia. The tides here get really high. I think they're like 12 feet around Bar Harbor, which is definitely above average. So it was really neat to be down on the beach and like observe how high the water would get at high tide, because we were down there at low tide looking for tidal pools. I will say after Labor Day, some things do close down, but I feel like Labor Day was early this year. It was like the first of the month. But it's also the benefit of traveling after Labor Day is that it's quieter, because sometimes pulling up to like parking lots and stuff, it's like, well, how would you ever find somewhere to park? Or like you would just have to wait in so many lines if you came at the height of the season. So I think there are some advantages to traveling after the rush. This isn't really going to be like the most proper main vlog. I have really like dialed back the amount of filming I've been doing for vlogs. If you're a regular viewer of mine, you'll have noticed I didn't post anything pretty much throughout the month of August. And that's a departure from the norm for me, because I try to post weekly videos ever since I started my channel. I started it last year in May, so a little over a year ago, and I have posted on a weekly basis pretty much since then. And my idea was, if I could get to the point in a year where it was profitable monetarily, I would continue doing that. But it's a lot of time and energy and a big commitment to make a video every week. So I told myself, if after a year I did get that far, I would give myself the opportunity to step back and not make as many videos. And when May rolled around, I had just had a couple of pretty successful videos, and so I thought maybe I had some momentum going, but it hasn't turned out to be the case. And then in August, it was just a really busy month for me. I like unexpectedly social and busy, and I just ran myself into the ground, not intentionally, just I had too much on my plate. And I had a bout of anxiety, which I'm pretty sure I brought on myself by sleep deprivation. It's like a clear pattern I've observed where I get too tired, I get overstressed, and then my body responds by freaking out and being like, calm down, slow down, what are you doing? Here, we'll make you feel terrible so you can like barely have energy, and you're like, you have like a load of bricks on your chest. And thankfully it passed. I did scale back what I was doing. One of those things was vlogging. I was like, I had vlogs, I had ideas, I just didn't have the time and the energy to post. I'm back now. I don't know how consistently I will be posting going forward. Like I have more travels coming up that I can post about, and I have other content that I have actually ready to post. But I don't know how consistent we'll be. Thanks for being awesome viewers. I'm sure you'll be understanding. This is just a very small channel after all. I don't even think I have 350 subscribers. So, but I appreciate every one of you, and thanks for coming along and sharing my journey with me in these videos. I really appreciate it. From here we go to Newport, Rhode Island, and we're going to spend a few days in Rhode Island. So I'm really looking forward to that. I might try to make a single like Rhode Island vlog. I think that would be fun and a little bit more involved, and like bring you along and like talk to the camera more. But I also feel like this kind of suits the vibe. This has been very chill, very relaxed up here. A lot of meandering around, driving places, getting out, looking at ocean, eating ice cream, and chilling. The perfect vibes for fall. That's pretty much all I have for you right now. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
exciting world of hip.
One, two, three.